I was talking to our nurse practitioner here in our California clinic who loves to work with women who are trying to get pregnant and just in those fertile years and wanting to balance their hormones. And we basically looked at all the various things that she does, and from using natural hormones, resetting their diet, looking for outside sources of hormone disruptors from plastics and chemicals and what you're putting on your body, and cleansers in your house. We even talked about tampons and the difference between the chemically laden tampons and the 100% cotton tampons, and it was a great talk, and we'll be putting it out in some form fairly soon. But when we were talking about diet and food sensitivities, gluten came up, and it's interesting how we've been working with gluten sensitivity and celiac disease for 25 years plus at this point. So we always test patients for a gluten reaction, again, whether it's celiac or gluten sensitivity, and I'll go into the test in a little bit because it's an easy test, but it's so valuable. But she was stating how that is the most common food sensitivity she sees with women with infertility. And we forget sometimes how there is a very known association between gluten and hormone balance, a very known association with gluten and frequent miscarriages. My own mom had 3 miscarriages trying to have me, and I later found out she was gluten sensitive. So, but we see this a lot, and I just wanted to bring that up for women who are having trouble getting pregnant. They're whether you're trying to get pregnant or you're just not satisfied with how the monthly menstrual cycle is going because you have cramps, you have PMS, you have heavy periods, any of these symptoms. The way to handle it is not putting you on a synthetic birth control pill, which really offsets your hormones because you're coming in with a chemical that overrides your natural system. But the real root cause to get to is what creates balance of hormones. And what's interesting about that is there's a lot of systems that affect hormonal balance, and certainly the digestive tract, the immune system, the thyroid, these are key amongst them. Not the only ones, but definitely the ones that we start with. And so looking at nutrient deficiencies, are you absorbing what you're eating? What kind of diet do you have? Are you eating anything that's really something that you're sensitive to, like gluten? Dairy can be a big problem with hormones because there's so many hormones in the milk, and I always get a lot of good comments, so I'm ready because I'm about to talk about dairy. But the facts are that mammals make milk for their offspring, and you are not a cow. So we are designed to enjoy mommy's milk for the first year up to 2.5 years, and then we don't digest it very well. And human milk is very, very different than cow milk. And so not only are you only designed to consume it when you're an infant to a toddler, but then as an adult, we also have the problem of we're not designed to be consuming our mother's milk anymore, but also what we feed our cows, and the fact that most cows are pregnant when they're being milked, and the chemicals they're being given, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of negatives associated with that, and getting young women off dairy to clear up their acne and their PMS and their menstrual cramps, older women, across the board, we really find dairy to be a big hormone disruptor, as are many chemicals in our environment. But as Valeria and I, she's our nurse practitioner, as we were speaking of this, we came back to gluten and the fact that it's so much an integral part of what we do that sometimes we forget to emphasize it. And so there is a great laboratory test. It's called a wheat zoomer, which always makes me kind of smile because I think zoomer is pretty funny. But it used to be a venous blood puncture, like you go to a lab and you get the venous blood from your arm, but then they perfected the ability to make it a finger prick test. So this is great for people who have aversion to those big needles and having to go to a lab. So this is a kit we can send to you, and you can do it at home, and you just, you prick your own finger in these little circles that you fill with blood. But what I love about this test is it gives you indication not only whether you have celiac or not, but whether you have gluten sensitivity. It sees whether you have a leaky gut. It looks at the various types of proteins and what your body is reacting to. So some people have more of a neurological effect with the gluten versus a digestive effect. Some people have what's called gluteomorphines, and those are the people who are highly addicted to gluten. So it's a really good test, and really for everyone. We like to make sure they're not gluten sensitive. But when it comes to fertility, balance of female hormones, I just wanted to share that we do have a great program, really getting excellent success naturally. Valeria's time frame, she always tells her patients to give it a year. Currently, she's at a 95% success rate, which is so exciting, and we ogling pictures of newborns, and it's a beautiful thing. And most women are getting pregnant in that less than 1 year mark, so it's pretty exciting. So I wanted to share that with you. If you like the channel, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, share this with others. But there's nothing harder, I think, for a woman who's ready to conceive and then has trouble and has maybe tried the really expensive IVF. You feel terrible on all those synthetic hormones that you have to inject into yourself, and it's not root cause. It's not normalizing how your body is designed to work. Now, if you do IVF and you have success, that's fabulous, but even still, you want to reset the hormones and get them balanced for the rest of your life. So hopefully you got some good information from this today, and always you can reach out for a free consultation. Call us at 408-733-0400 or visit the website rootcausemedicalclinics.com.